Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for our next Saturday with Stacey YouTube class number 301. Is it too soon to start counting down to 400? I can't believe we've done 300 YouTubes over the years. Amazing, amazing. We have become such family through all of these YouTubes. It's overwhelming, but anyway, okay, so today I've got a super class for you. I'm going to get to that in just a minute, but of course, a few announcements. One, the 2019 Shop That Did Not Hop event will be starting in July 12th through July 26th. What is the Shop That Did Not Hop event? Well, for those of you who are new, I'll be doing a YouTube to explain the sale and kind of the caveats of the sale and what you should be expecting. But for those of you who have been with us for several years, you know this is the sale that ends all sales. Nobody puts product out at these kind of prices, and dies for 90% off, $20 dies for $1.99. I mean, we have things starting as low as I think 50 or 75 cents, and then all the free gifts that we have for you during the event. And yes, the event is in store and online, but again, I'll talk to you about that in a separate YouTube so you know what to expect once the sale starts. It is amazing. And this year our theme, well, I'm going to be Elsa from Frozen. I can't wait. I'm so excited. The shoes are being worked on right now because the shoes are very, very important, because my shoes go on display here in the store and people come to see the shoes. We have the best time, and if you're able to come to the store, well, then you can participate here and you can see and feel and touch and take your product home and experience the store, because we really do it up. It is amazing. So the Shop That Did Not Hop event starts July 12th. Did I say July 12th? Yes, July 12th. And it ends on July 26th, available in store and online. And look for an upcoming YouTube to kind of explain everything that goes on with the Shop That Did Not Hop. So when you start shopping, you know what you're getting yourself into. Although the prices are meant to keep crafting affordable. And so it's a wonderful event. It really is, to see people who couldn't necessarily buy some of this product have this whole world opened up to them, because now everything's in their price range. Makes my heart so happy. Okay, so that's coming up. Also, quick about my home. Well, it turns out that the landlords that we're renting from, first I'm supposed to be out by we got a 30-day notice by the end of June. So what we've done is we have dipped into our personal property money that the insurance company gave us to cover everything that burned, all the personal property that we lost. So we used money from that to keep us in our home. It means that we may not be able to buy any furniture later on, but that's okay. Furniture can come in time. But then it turned out that our landlords are going to want to sell their home, and we knew that they were going to put it up for sale, but we thought it would be after we left. And it turns out that they're going to be putting it up sometime in mid-July. Oh my. So I know our absolute final date of that being in that home, I believe, is October 15th. So we are going ahead and we are starting the rebuild of our home, knowing that it will not be the same home that we left, because the insurance company has not given us enough money. But now we're in a tight pickle. We're using money that we were supposed to use to replace the things we lost to pay for rent, and the landlords want to sell their home because they want to move on, and maybe they want to travel. I'm not sure what do they want to do, and they've been so wonderful to us. And so we're just going to build what we can, the best we can do. Now, I'm not giving up with the insurance company, because what they've done is wrong. So we're still fighting, and I want my money back for having to pay rent on this place. But we're hopefully the house is being demoed, and they're taking everything down, finishing the demo, and pouring. They had to cut some concrete and do some code upgrade work, so that's all being done now. But one way or another, we're going to be home this year. excited, a little annoyed, because it should be the home that we left. But a home is where your heart is, and a home is where your family is. And I'm not giving up with the insurance company. I am a dog with a bone, and I will just not stop. So, insurance company, hello there. Just do the right thing, please. Really? Don't make it ugly. It doesn't have to be. I'm a good person. You want to be a good person. Okay, now, the YouTube that I have for you, oh, Winner Chicken Dinner. I am taping this YouTube early because I'm going to be traveling. So I'm taping this one early and I'm taping next week's early. So I have no Winner Chicken Dinner for you today, because if I were to have our random software select a winner today, that means those of you who are going to watch it today or tomorrow or the next day and then post a comment wouldn't have a chance to win, and that's just not right. So Winner Chicken Dinners will probably be announced once I return and we're back on schedule. We'll see how things go. I think I'm taping another one this Friday. Today is like Wednesday, and I'm taping again on Friday. Maybe Friday I can announce the ones from YouTube 301. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but hang with me, and we'll get back to doing You're a Winner Chicken Dinner. You're a Winner Chicken Dinner. Just not today. I'm sorry. Okay, now the YouTube that we have for you is using product that I received an email on. It was an email blast to everybody. Every retailer got it, I am sure. And I was scrolling through it and I'm like, yeah, nope, I'm good. Yep, nope, don't want that. And then I clicked a link and it was like, oh, and my eyes got all glassy. And I was like, ooh, pretty. So I picked up the phone and I called. I mean, like that. I mean, the email, I am so quick sometimes, and then other times emails have to sit because I'm busy doing other things. But this one landed in my box just at the right moment. I picked up the phone and I called. And who was I calling? I was calling American Crafts. And Maddie's the one who takes care of our account at American Crafts. And I got her right away and I said, Maddie. She said, Stacey. I said, hey girl, hey. Because I was trying to butter her up. Hey girl. And she said, yes. Now Maddie's just darling, and she's in her 20s, and she's just as cute as a button, but smart as a whip. Good for her. And I said, these products, when are they available? And she said, well, they're an actual June release, but later in the month, at the end of June. And I said, any way of getting them early? And she said, well, I don't know. And she did it. She got them to us early. So we're the first to have them. As far as I know, we're the first to have them. And I'm very, very, very excited. What do we have from American Crafts? We have new embossing folders. And what made me so excited about these is not just the design, but how they were packaged together, the fact that they come with a stamp set, and then holy smokes, artichokes was the price. Amazing price. I just was like, oh. So today we're going to be playing with embossing folders, and I'm going to bring back Hero Art's Ombre inks because now lots of you have Ombre inks. So I wanted to show you another way of using what you may already own. And for those of you who have never seen embossing folders before, these are going to rock your socks. I promise you. Embossing folders are one of the easiest and fastest ways to add texture and dimension and definition and flair and style and elegance and grace to any of your products without doing much of anything at all. You look amazing, and all you did was roll it through a machine, and the embossing folder did everything. And they're at a price point that allows lots and lots of you to have these. And there's only 6 different sets, so it's a small collection. But I think that when you see what we're going to do with them and how we're going to use them, I'm going to incorporate some vellum with it. Maybe you'll learn something new today, and those of you who have never seen it, maybe you go, oh, and I think you will. So I'm going to get started for today. It feels kind of weird without a winner chicken dinner, but I guess today we're the winner chicken dinner because I have to give a big thanks to American Crafts and my girl Maddie over there who made sure that we were taken care of and that we have the product. We have it first. And then also a big kudos to Hero Arts because I literally called them yesterday and said, hey, thinking about using your inks in a YouTube. Would that be okay? Just an FYI. gonna tilt on down. We're gonna get started for today. And remember, the shop that did not hop, it is the one and the only shop that did not hop event and warehouse sale. Starts July 12th through the 26th. And look for a YouTube coming up that will explain all the ins and outs and do's and don'ts and reasons, what fors and how comes and whys. And then when it's time to shop, you'll have just the most amazing time ever. All right, and save and save and save. All right, I'm gonna tilt on down. We're gonna get started for today. I'm gonna put my glasses on. I didn't have to wear them at all because I didn't have to read anything, but now I do. All right, you guys, it's so good to see you. And for all of you who sent me cards for our 300th anniversary, oh my gosh, big hugs. We've been posting them on Instagram. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love. We are family. After 300 YouTubes, absolutely we're family. Okay, down we go. Bye. Alrighty, I'm gonna tilt on in and then tilt down and then tilt on in. I think I'm just gonna move this just a little bit this way. And tilt on in. And maybe a little this, oh, there we go. Ooh, that was a little much. How's that? Okay, I think that's okay. I can live with that. Can you live with that? We're gonna live with that. All right, so here is what we're doing downstairs as a free make and take. Now, this required 2 embossing folders to do and the stamp set that it came with. Super easy, super pretty. I've got a few samples to show you. Very subtle and very sweet. And one more. Love, love, love. Okay, so before we get started, I kind of want to show you what the product is. So I'm going to pull some of them out. So these are the new sets by American Crafts. It is dual embossing folders. So 2 embossing folders and a stamp set that coordinates. And that is pretty nice. They have 6 different sets. I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. They have 6 different sets. So you've got the kind of the confetti coming down, and I don't know if that's a quarter foil or, but so pretty. And then the coordinating stamp sets for you to use with it. Now you can mix and match anything, and what I love about them is that we have taken and we've put the 2 embossing folders together on the same card, and we've taken both and mixed them together and married them, where most people just do an embossing folder. We're doing 2 on the same card, and I want to show you how that works. But before we get started, I need to kind of address those who have never, ever, ever seen an embossing folder before. So those of you who have been crafting since dirt was around, just hang with me or fast forward, because I wouldn't want to go so fast so that the people who haven't seen embossing folders don't know what they are or what they do. And for this one, I think I don't know, maybe I'll use this one. Okay, what does an embossing folder do? First off, it's plastic. It's molded plastic, that's all it is, which means you can use it again and again and again. Once you buy it, it's yours forever. They're very hard to destroy, honestly, they really are. So you can, it's a tool. That's how you need to look at embossing folders or dies or stamps. You need to think of them more as a tool than something like a consumable, which would be your paper or your embellishments, because this stays with you and goes with you anywhere you go, and can be used again and again and again. Now, embossing folders behave differently depending on what kind of paper that you use. So, oh, I didn't grab a sand-it gadget, Stacey. Ah, good thing I have one right here. Ho, ho, ho. Trusty dusty. Haha. Okay, so basic paper. This is basic cardstock. That's all it is cardstock. And if you tear it, It is the same color all the way through. This is called solid core cardstock. And if you were out at your local craft store, hopefully you have a local craft store that you shop at, they would have lots and lots of this in stock, because this is kind of your go-to for just about anything and everything. Let's see if I can cut a piece that's a little closer to the size. Now I can use my embossing folders with just plain cardstock. And that's what I'm gonna do first, is I'm gonna emboss this super quick with just plain cardstock. And remember, when I tore it, it tore to the same color. So I'm going to bring over my Sizzix Big Shot machine. You can use your Spellbinders Platinum machine, or gosh, your Sizzix Big Kick, or your Vagabond, or your Pro, or your Plus, or whatever machine that you use transparent embossing folders with. And if you don't have a Big Shot machine yet, well then it's a fabulous machine. It is truly a workhorse. And yes, we do sell them, but you can get them just about anywhere. So we have our multi-purpose platform, and your machine may come with a longer multi-purpose platform, or coming soon, it may come with just a base platform and then one shim that will work, that comes separate. But right now I'm just using my standard multi-purpose platform. Now everything we do pretty much on a Sizzix Big Shot machine, or a Big Kick, or a Vagabond, always has to be sandwiched between what we call cutting plates. I have my cut plate, and I have something that I call my do not cut plate. I try not to cut into this as much as possible, because as you cut into your cut plate, and you can see how cut into, it will eventually start to warp. So you want to have one plate that is as flat as possible, because when you send it through your machine, you want it to just roll on through. If you have two plates that are really, really warped, you kind of have to put them underneath and get them going. Now this is an embossing folder, so this has no cut lines in it. It's not going to cut anything on your cutting plate. So it doesn't really matter which one goes down first and which one doesn't, because it's not going to cut. This is smooth on both sides. Now I put my basic paper in there and fold it up, put it right down on, that happens to be my do not cut plate. Put my cut plate right over the top, sandwich it in between. Oh, and what's gonna happen? Let's roll. Okay, my machine is telling me no good. Do you see? Can you see my hand right here? I don't know if I can. Can you see that it doesn't want to take it anymore? That's because my multi-purpose platform has a couple tabs for you to look at. There's tab 2 and there's tab 1. Tab 2 lets you do wafer dies. It cuts wafer dies. But if you want to do embossing folders, you need to open to tab 1, and there you will see them right here. So the beautiful thing of the Sizzix Big Shot machine, or the Big Kick machine, and they are the same machine, just different colors, is that if you try to force something through, it's not going to let you. The machine says, whoa, back it up, try again, and you just have to try the different tabs on your platform. Eventually, one of them's going to work. Now I'm going to put this right down, and I'm going to send it on through. So if you want to know more about a Big Shot machine, I have a couple videos. They're long, don't get me wrong, but they're probably the most informative videos about a Big Shot machine that you can find out there. So there is a new 2019 do's and don'ts of the Sizzix Big Shot machine, and we go over a lot of new tools and features that they've brought out over the past few years. Okay, I rolled it right on through. I'm going to pull it out, move this right over to my side, and open it up. And can you see that it embossed this image right onto my paper? All I did was stick the paper in and turn. That was all I did. It was super easy, but it embossed my image. Now, I can't really sand this to bring that image out because this paper is solid core paper. And you're like, Stacey, what do you mean sand the image? Well, let's take a piece of single-sided paper. I've got some Bo Bunny here. Super pretty. Oh no, Polly doesn't like purple. Oh. Let's do pink. Polly might have to live with purple for today because I'm using so many different papers. Let's just trim this on down so it's kind of the right size. Okay, now this is a single-sided piece of paper. So print it on one side, and this is the Bo Bunny double dot 6x6 paper pad. And this is soft shades, I guess. So it is a single-sided piece of paper. Unlike your solid core paper that's solid all the way through, if I were to tear this, it would tear to white. Now that did not happen when I tore my blue. My blue stayed blue, but my pink went to white. So let's send this on through and see what we get. Bring it on back. Remember that I'm on the tab that says embossing folders. Just lay it on down and send it on through. And just one roll will do fine. You don't have to go back and forth. One roll is going to be just fine. And let's see what we've got. Okay, now I've embossed that image on my double dot single-sided paper, which means that I can sand it because when I tore it, it tore to white. So let's grab my sand it gadget and let's sand. Now you can't sand forever and ever and ever because you'll go through the paper. But I can see that embossing much easier now. That I have used a piece of paper that is sandable. Okay, now I can really see that embossing in comparison to the blue. Now both are fine, it just depends upon what effect you're looking for. Do you like it sanded to white so that embossing pops out? And then I could stamp my stamp right here that they give you. And with this set, they give you thinking of you and thanks. They come right in the set. Or do you just want a soft and subtle background with some texture to it and some dimension so that you use a piece of solid core cardstock? Single-sided paper, solid core cardstock. But then, what if we pulled out a piece of double-sided? I'm gonna say that's eggplant and not purple. I'm going with eggplant. Okay, let's bring back over our embossing folder, and I'm just going to keep using the same one, and that way you can see the difference between all three. Now, this is a double-sided piece of paper. It is not a single-sided, nor is it a solid core piece of paper. Most of you have lots and lots and lots of double-sided paper because that's primarily what we as a craft store sell, is beautiful, pretty double-sided paper. However, when you tear it, it also tears to white because double-sided paper, just like our single-sided paper, starts as a piece of white paper and then the manufacturer prints the design over the top and prints the color or the design on the back. So all single-sided and double-sided papers start as white paper unless you're dealing with just solid core cardstock. So now let's run this on through. Lots to learn about paper, right? Who knew? Well, I bet a lot of you knew, but that's okay. Humor me. So if you've got single-sided or double-sided card paper that you're not using, go ahead, throw them through an embossing folder. If there's something you got it in a pack of paper and you weren't crazy about it, go ahead and emboss it and add that dimension to it. And then all of a sudden, you may find that you like it more than you thought. We all have that leftover paper. Instead of just leaving it flat, add something to it. So now I have an emboss on this side and a deboss on this side. So let's sand. So again, it's going to let me sand to white. And remember, you can't sand forever because eventually you'll sand right through the paper. But you want to hit it and get that detail up. Or I could turn it over. And sand this side. Now the sandpaper you use, you want to be sure of. We use the coordination sandpaper. I needed my cleanup gadget. We use coordinations because the sandpaper is made for paper so that you don't accidentally over sand. And it's relatively inexpensive. I want to say a sanding gadget is like $3.50, and it comes with lots of pieces of sandpaper. And then you can buy the refills for about $1.25. It's very inexpensive. So now you have a decision to make, although I really needed my cleanup cloth. I think I left it over. Do I have one in there? Nope, no cleanup cloth. All right, not today. Okay, so now I'm going to just trim this down, and I'm going to freehand, and I know I can already hear you. You guys would use a trimmer. I've been offered, some people have offered to send me a trimmer. No, I'm a freehand kind of girl. Let it be. So then you have to decide, because this is double-sided paper. Do you like this side better? Or do you like this side better? And this has got a little bit of the printed element on it, while this is just plain. It's a beautiful shade of eggplant, which is not really purple. So we have solid core that tears the same color. We have a piece of single-sided paper that will let you sand to white on one side. We have a piece of double-sided paper that will let you sand both sides, allowing you to pick which one you like better. But we're still not done. There's still a few more pieces of paper to talk about. And the next one would be a color core paper. So I have 2 packs. Unfortunately, Coordinations is no longer making their paper, and I was able to go ahead and manufacture it in the chocolate and the magic. So what is this paper? It is paper that is black on the top, but do you see the colors on the back? That is what it will sand to. And the chocolate is the same. You just have varying degrees of, or shades of brown on the top, and then you have color underneath that when you emboss, it will sand to. So let's grab a piece of this so you can see. This is no different than a piece of double-sided paper, except the color in the center is going to be the color on the back. Ooh, that's a pretty piece. All right, let's just take that one right there. And let's, oh, where did I put it? Oh, right here, haha. Let's go ahead and let's cut a piece of this up so I can run this through and show you. So those of you who have never seen embossing folders, there are, oh my gosh, thousands of different styles of embossing folders. And they all work pretty much the same. What kind of sets them apart is the design and the price. And that's why I like the American Craft so much, because they even give you, like I said, they even give you that little stamp set with each set that coordinates. It's just rock star. So I'm going to bring my Big Shot machine right back over. And remember, I'm using my multi-purpose platform, whether you have the extended or the small one. I have to lift up tab 2 and work on tab 1 because that is what shows you your embossing folders. I'm going to put down my do not cut plate, although these don't cut so it doesn't matter. And I'm going to put down my cut plate over the top, and I'm just going to send it on through. And since we're not cutting anything, one time is going to do you great. All right. So there it is. But then we need to sand. And what are you going to get? Not that white. This is a color core cardstock. And they don't make it anymore, so I had to go find somebody to make it for me. I flew overseas to China, found the manufacturer that did this for coordinations, and pretty much begged him to do it for me because I wanted it. We're still trying to get the brights and the darks in. We're still working on that. Okay, and I really need my cleanup cloth. If you have a cleanup cloth for your glitter, or you have a coffee filter, or no, not a coffee filter, a come on, think about it, Stacey. Dryer sheet. Holy smokes, artichokes. That's my age showing right there. But now you've got that beautiful blue, and I could sand it more. Sure, I could. I mean, although I just cleaned up, but I could sand it more and really get that blue out. So you can really see it. How pretty is that? So chocolate and magic are what's called a color core paper, because you can tear it to the color that's on the back side. So far we have played with just a solid core cardstock, which is right here, just my blue that when you tear it, same blue all the way through. We played with a single-sided paper. When you tear it, it's white. We've played with a double-sided piece of paper. When you tear it, it's white. And we've played with a piece of color core paper, which is getting harder and harder to find. And when you tear it, it has color. So 3 different types or 4 different types of paper, 4 different looks you're going to get with an embossing folder. And chances are you already have some or all of this kind of paper to play with. And maybe you didn't realize that you could take a piece of beautiful graphic 45 or Bow Bunny or Mintay or Authentique, whosever paper you love, and you could do the embossing and then sand it and have that beautiful pattern paper with a textured look to it, with a design element involved to it. It's just wonderful. So easy peasy. And for those of you who have never seen embossing folders, that kind of gives you a rough idea of how to use them, and a very easy, simple way that you can get started right away. And remember, they are a tool. You're going to keep this forever and ever and ever. As long as you use it properly, it's never going to go bad. It's a piece of molded plastic that really allows you, like I said, to add the depth and the dimension and the texture and the beauty to something as simple as plain paper. Plain paper. It gives you options and at a price that most can afford. So I'm going to move these out of the way and then we're going to move on. So let me move this out of the way and we're going to move on. And I think that I might play with these 2 sets, maybe, or maybe, I don't know, maybe these 3 sets. I can never make up my mind. It's terrible. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is inking your embossing folders. And again, this has been done. Many of you have seen it. Oh, what did I do with the stamp set that goes with the, oh, there it is. Many of you have seen it. And so the 2 that come in this set are beautiful again. Absolutely gorgeous. And there's the stamp set that goes with it so that you can stamp right in the empty space. You can stamp and make a little mat. It gives you the sentiment inside the package so that if you don't have lots of stamps, if you're not a big stamper, at least you can, if you wanted to do some simple cards, absolutely you can. Go grab that single-sided or double-sided or color core paper and start to play, and you're able to add a stamped element to it, which is really, really, really nice. Now, we've been inking up embossing folders for a very long time, and it's not something new, and it's not something that I came up with. I wish I did, but I wasn't that smart. But normally when we ink up our embossing folders, we use perhaps Tim Holtz Distress ink or a Memento ink, our little dewdrops, and we kind of hit it all over the place. This time today, I'm going to use the Ombre inks. The Ombre inks are from Hero Arts, and there we go. They're from Hero Arts. It says SMS on it because those are ours to play with. And what's nice about the Ombres is when you open them up, you have 3 distinct colors. 1, 2, 3. Now, ours is well loved and well used. Can you see that it looks kind of dirty and stained on there? That's because we use them again and again and again, and we mix them with different colors. Is that going to harm your ombre ink? No, it really isn't. Once you get that color, it's going to stamp the same again and again and again. Does that mean that the stains are going to stay there? Yeah, the stains are going to stay there, but does it hurt your ink? No, they put the 3 together with the anticipation of you blending it. That's the whole purpose of the ombre inks, is for you to have a very easy blend, an easy blend in one stamp pad. So I'm going to ink this up, and I've got my embossing folder, and I'm just going to take my ombre and I'm just going to kind of hit it all over. And because it's got 2 or 3, well, it's got 3 colors, I don't have to use multiple ink pads to get the look. And I'm going to ink on both sides. I know people say, why do you do that? Well, you're using paper, just white paper. And if you have a chance to see which side you like better, why wouldn't you do that? So I ink up both sides of my embossing folder. A lot of people will just ink up one side, but let's run it through our Big Shot machine and see what we get. Oh, I have ink on my hands. Okay, let's do this one. I'm going to close it up, bring over my Big Shot machine, and I'm going to send it through just like we've been doing. No different. Only now I'm just using white paper. So for the rest of this YouTube, remember, we're just using white paper. You've got white paper, lots of white paper maybe even. So if you play and you don't like what you get, it's okay. It's just white paper. So I'm going to roll it on through. And then I'm going to bring it over and let's see what we get. Every time you do this, you're going to get a different result. No two are ever going to be the same. So there's one. Do you like that side? Because maybe you like that side better. That's why I do both sides. Now remember, I only had to use one ink pad. If you've got ombre inks, you're already set because they've given you the colors that are going to blend and flow and make beautiful, beautiful backgrounds. Which do you like better, A or B? And when you go to use this, whichever side you don't like, nobody's ever going to know it was there. It's going to get taped down to whatever it is. But you have options when you ink up both sides. And can you use other inks? Absolutely. Like I said, we usually use a Memento little dewdrop ink, and we'll have, because they're very affordable, and you can have a whole lot of colors for not too much pricing. But the ombre inks, they lend themselves to this technique because they've already given you colors that coordinate. But you say, Stacey, what if you want to do more than just the 3 colors? Can you do that? Well, let's play and see. I'm gonna put this one over there, although it's very pretty, isn't it? And this is their neon. This is the neon ombre. What color is it? Oh man, neon yellow to orange. And I think it looks pretty rock star. So this time, let's use more than one ink pad and let's see what happens. I'm always going to start with my lightest color, and my lightest color right now is going to be my neon yellow. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to hit it all over the place and kind of move it around. And I mean, I'm just, oh, that's probably making everything go. It's probably like a little mini earthquake. Sorry. And then I'm going to use another neon, and this one is red to purple. And I'm going to throw a little bit of that on top. And I'm just going to come in here and do a little bit of that. Maybe just a little bit over here. And let's see what we get. It's only white paper. It's okay. It's just paper. And a little bit of elbow grease when you roll it through your machine. And yes, if you have a Spellbinders machine, you can do this. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure you can do this with a Gemini machine. Your Big Shot, your Big Kick, your Vagabond, your Plus, your Pro. You should be able to do this with your Sizzix little boutique machine that just does embossing. Yes, you can ink up the embossing folders and do it with that machine. I'm going to roll it on through. I just need to do one roll. And let's see what we've got. So now I've used 2 ink pads. All right, well, let's start this way. Ooh, now what do you think? Okay, so first we did this one. Now we've added another color on top of that, and they just blend into harmony. But maybe you like this side better. You have options, lots and lots of options. That makes my heart so happy. And I would trim this down. You would use a trimmer. I know, I hear the gasps, but that's okay. I am just, maybe it's because I've never been proficient with the trimmer. They always come out crooked anyway when I do it. I try so hard to be straight, but maybe I'm leaning one way, leaning to the right when I use a trimmer, and everything comes out on an angle anyway. So now I've given you 2 examples. And are you worried about this having a little bit of that yellow and orange? If you are, that's okay. Just take it and work it out. And then you're back to the color that you want to see. Just take, there you go, you're right back to the color. The ink pads are incredibly juicy, truly juicy. And again, the ink was meant to blend, so it's okay. And being that you're able to do it without having 10 little dewdrops in front of you, if you own these, this is a great another alternative for using the ombre inks in an easy and fun way. Ooh, so pretty. I love them. Okay. But let's move on. Oh, let me clean this. Now, will the ink stain your embossing folders? Yes. If you let it sit there for too long, it will definitely turn it colors. Does it hurt your embossing folder? This one, let me see if I can put a white piece of paper in so you can see. That's got like a little tinge of pink going on. Does it hurt the embossing folders? Absolutely not. Not at all. Okay, and I think I'm gonna move, let's play with this one for a little bit, shall we? And then I think I'm gonna play with this one for a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna play with this one for just a little bit. Super pretty. It's the one that comes in the set with this one. And I'm gonna ink it up. And this time I'm gonna go hog wild crazy. I'm gonna lose my mind, and I'm gonna pick colors that are like, woohoo! So let's start with my yellow, because you all know me, right? So I'm just gonna put some of my yellow and my orange. And I'll do both sides, because you never know what you're gonna get. Life is like a box of chocolates. I hope I don't get in trouble on YouTube for saying that. Tom Hanks, he's a good guy. He's Woody in Toy Story. He wouldn't give me any trouble for saying that. Okay, so I've done this color. Now, let's hit it with some Wahoo Blue. Have no idea what we're gonna get. Okay. Oh, I need to stop, don't I? I do. I need to just stop, because now I probably took away too much yellow. Stop. But it just, you get so interested in hitting it with the color that it's like, okay, take a step back. I am totally guilty of what I tell you not to do. It's got so much ink on it that, oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna put my white paper in there, and I'm gonna fold it up. Bring back my machine. And send it through. So now these are kind of contradictory colors. You've got the orange and the yellow with the blue, whereas the pinks and the reds and the yellows and the oranges just went harmoniously together. These are a little bit more Wahoo Kachoo out there. Let's see what we got. Ooh, but it's so pretty. I don't know what the backside looks like. Okay, there's our backside. Now I can trim it right down. And this is where the stamp comes in handy. Oh, I really trimmed it down on that side. Oops. This is where the stamp comes in handy, because now you can stamp right in the center there. You can stamp your congratulations. You can stamp the thanks. You can stamp whatever it comes with, the thinking of you. And instantaneously, you've got a beautiful little card. So if I was to grab one of my blocks, I think it'll fit on this little one. Yep. And this is a clear stamp set. So it clings on and off and on and off a clear block. So this is a block. And again, this is a tool. This is something you buy and you never have to buy it again. You keep them forever and ever and ever. And then I could take my, I've only got stays on out here right now, but I can take and ink it up. Put it onto my gush pad, because you always want to have a gush pad underneath you when you're stamping. And I could line it up and give a 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Now remember, when you're using a clear stamp, you don't want to press too hard because a clear stamp will gush. It's not like a red rubber stamp or a gray or a white rubber stamp. Clear stamps tend to gush. They spread when you press too hard. So if you come in and you want to hit it with your palm and just press as hard as you can, then it's going, and you may find that the stamp spreads and it looks a little blurry. You want to give good all over pressure, but then you want to pull up. And there you go. Now you mat this on. Ooh, well, what do you know? Okay, that works for me. You mat that on a piece of paper and put it onto your card and you are good to go, unless you liked this side better. And then you could, again, stamp in here, or you could cut out a die and put an oval die in there and pop it up, but you have lots of options. The colors that you use when you're playing with your embossing folders don't necessarily have to be the colors that would automatically go together, things that you would think would normally go together. It's just white paper. Go ahead and play with the colors that you have and see how you like them. You never, ever, ever know. Now, what if we were to take a piece of vellum? Let's say you loved this one a lot, but it was just a little too bright for you. Just a little too bright, or maybe it's perfect for you, but a little too bright for whomever you're going to give it to. You want it to have a little more subtle feel to it. Well, let's grab our vellum. Now, this is simply defined vellum. This vellum is not typical. It is super, super thick. It is meant for pergamano, or it's a parchment vellum. It's meant for a pergamano style application, which means that you can take a ball roller to it and you can get in there and you can die cut with it beautifully and then send it through the die cutter with the embossing feature, and it leaves a beautiful impression. This will emboss lovely because it's got the weight to it. So I'm going to put it right on in, and I'm using the same embossing folder that I did my sample out of. I'm using the exact same one. So let's put that here, bring that over here. Why am I using the exact same one? Because I'm going to layer them on top, and that's going to kind of tone down and mellow out the vibrant neon colors of that ombre ink from Hero Arts. Now, I would personally love this because I'm a woohoo. But I know my Grandma Ferber, who is no longer with us, hasn't been for quite some time, she was much more subdued. So now, look at how it embossed. Almost like you took a little ball brayer or a little ball stylus and went in there and hit all of these different areas to turn it white. That's what you want your vellum to do. You want it to turn white when you send it through your embossing folder without cutting. You don't want it to cut through. Thin, if you have too thin embossing vellum, it's going to cut through or it won't turn white. Giving you that detail, which is beautiful all on its own. You could use this all on its own. But when I layer it over the top, because I use the same folder, now I gotta see, there. Because I use the exact same folder, it almost clicks right into place. It just clicks right into place because you're stacking the two designs, the same designs, right on top of each other, just like Tupperware. And now it has softened and made it a little more sweet, and a little, you know, it just softens it just a little bit. So from that, which may be you, to this, which may be your mother-in-law or your father-in-law or your your boss, and it just kind of clicks into place. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just trim this down so I'm a little bit closer to the right size so that they both match. And I can already hear you saying, well, I see that they click together and that's really nice, thank you. But how do I tape the vellum down? How do I tape the vellum down? Okay, guys, Stacey tape. Stacey tape. There is a lot of double-sided tape on the market. A lot of it. It is not all the same. Is mine the best on the market? I don't know. I don't use anybody else's, so I don't know if mine is a wahoo kachoo. What I do know is that when you're playing with double-sided tape, what is really important, let me see if I can get, what's really important is that if you peel the tape off and you're actually looking at the tape, it is not yellow. You don't want it to have a yellow base to it. You don't want a yellow tinge to the tape. You want it to be as clear, you know, as possible for tape. You don't want it to have a yellow. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some Stacey tape right onto the front of my card base, or onto the front of my mat here. Okay, there. And here. And I'm going to use Stacey tape. And I could have used 1/8 of an inch. This one is 1/4 inch. 1/8 of an inch would have even been less of a smaller amount of tape on the sides. So the opportunity to see the tape through the vellum is even less. But I have 1/4 inch here because most of you have 1/4 inch tape. Whoop. And I'm going to expose the sticky. And then I'm going to take my vellum and I'm going to lay my vellum right over the top and reline it up. Okay. I'm still a little off, but I think you'll get the gist. People say I'm off all the time. All right. You're going to have a hard time. If you really look for it, you will see that there is tape here and there is tape there. But you're really, really, really going to have to look for it. Stacey tape tapes vellum down beautifully without having that line of tape that you can see, or the little dots or the glue dots, or you have to cover a glue dot up with a flower. Stacey tape is going to do fine for you with the vellum. And now it's a much softer look than what we started with. So pretty. And because you get the stamps and the embossing folders all in the same package, you're good to go. You could be making lots of different backgrounds and lots of different colors and just have them ready to go. Oh, there's the fire truck. Have them ready to go for when you want to use them. But we're not done. So what I really like about the American Crafts folders is that you can use them together. You're like, huh? Yes, we're gonna use them together. I've got my stamp set, and all the stamp sets will interchange between the different folders and the different sets. And again, there's only 6 of them. And gosh, I don't even think I told you. They're $7.99 less 20%. So that's $8. That's $1.60 off of 8. Brings me down to $6.40. That sounds right, right? $6.40 for 2 embossing folders and a stamp set. Hello, wahoo kachoo, right? So now I'm going to use these together. I'm going to make a background and put, well, you'll see. Okay, let's start with this one. And I don't know what colors make me happy. Oh, I don't know. Decisions. Okay, let's just go wild, right? Okay, let's go wild. I have no idea what this is gonna look like. Let's use our reds. Let's just go crazy. As Steve, well, I don't want to get in trouble, as Steve Martin would say. I'm a wild and crazy guy. Okay, so I'm gonna do both sides. And I'm just hitting it. And I'm kind of turning my ink pad around. Okay. Oh, I don't know. This might not look good. We might have to do it a second time. I'm gonna go blue. Right? Oh, I don't know. I might make mud, but it's my mud to make. I'm going to add a little more pink back in because I got rid of some of it. See, this is bad. This is me being everything I say don't do. Let it go. Just be okay with it. Okay, I'm okay with it. We may have to do it again, but that's all right. We're here for each other. Okay, let's put it in. Oh, I don't know. I can see through here. It's like, oh. Well, no guts, no glory, right? And it's only paper. It's just white paper, Stacey. That's all it is white paper. Yes, I know. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, let's push it on through, push it on through, push it on through, push it on through. Well, oh, it's pretty grungy, but okay. All right, I'll live with it. And there's the back side, which I'm not overly crazy about, but okay, I'll live with that too. And somehow I got a big chunk in there. I'm gonna do one more just to make my heart happy. Sorry, guys. It'll just take me just a half a second or 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, so let's do this again. And I want to make sure that that I don't have any pink on here. So I'm just gonna spritz it out until I don't see any pink. Oh, I'm good. Okay, good. Easy peasy. So maybe we do some light blues. Oh, isn't that pretty? Okay. What is that in my embossing? Oh, there we go. I'm like, what is that? Okay, so let's add somebody. Oh, maybe we just, oh, this is beautiful. Okay, I love these colors. What is this? This is Spring Day. Ooh, like the spring day. And I'm gonna really get it in there and do it good. Like the spring day. Okay, so now do I do anything Do I do anything with the darker blue? Do I? How about I just do some of the edges? No clue. Okay. Half of you have turned off by now, but that's okay. I'm having fun. Let's go ahead and let's cut it. I'm having fun. All right, let's see what we get. Put my paper in, close it up, and they're coming back the other direction now. And wouldn't be a Saturday with Stacey if we didn't have the fire trucks. Oh, I think I'm gonna like this one. And roll it through. Okay, let's see what we got. I do like it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, I don't even mind the backside. A little more grunge, but I don't even mind the backside. Okay. Hello. Is that not absolutely gorgeous? It is just, as they would say, gorge. I don't know whoever started saying that word for gorgeous, but okay. Oh my gosh. This is stunning. It's just white paper. You colored white paper. Oh, hello. Now, what do we do next? Well, let me wipe my embossing folder out. Gosh, I feel badly. I should do this one too. We'll do that one too. I'll show you with both of them. Because I feel badly. That's now like become the... It needs a home too. And remember what I always say, you've got to finish it before you say you don't like it. So that holds true for me too. All right, embossing folder. Now I'm going to take the one that came with it. These two come in the set. Love this one. And I'm going to take my vellum and I'm going to put my vellum right in there. And I'm going to bring over, oh, I'm so proud of that. I'm going to bring over my Big Shot machine and I'm just going to roll this straight through with my vellum. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. Which if you wanted to, you could just use this all on its own. Look at that. I mean, you could just put that onto paper and then stamp, but no. What if we layered it on top? Now you're using both embossing folders to make one card. Oh my gosh, that looks beautiful. Okay, it totally changes the look of this. This I'm like, I'm not so sure about. But you put this on top and it just softens those colors so that you've got a pop coming through. It's so pretty. Oh, and then we can stamp. So somewhere I had the words. I put them somewhere that they came with. Anybody seen them? They were here. Now they're not. But I guess we'll just go with thanks. No, this had a congratulations. Oh, nope, that one has hello. And Oh, let's use the thinking of you. Don't know what set that comes with, but I like it. I like it. So I've got the thinking of you. Now we're gonna stamp onto vellum, and that's why I don't know which way I like it better. That's why I had the stays on out. To stamp on vellum, you can't use a memento or a dye-based ink. You need to use something that's going to stay on, hence the word stays on. It's a permanent based ink, and it's an ink that will dry on plastic or glass or metal. A dye-based ink will not dry on any of those surfaces, and vellum technically is non-porous. So if I just put that there and line it up to the best of my abilities without standing up, because I like to stand up to line up. How many of you do that? Stand up and hover over so you can line up. And let's see, I want to give nice all over pressure without doing chest compressions. I don't want the stamp to gush. Hopefully I'm good. Oh, I am. Oh my gosh, how pretty is that? Actually, I think I do. I think I like it better on this one. I think I like it better on that. And then if I were to mat it, oh, okay, hold on. Oh, hold on. See, you have to finish what you start. You just do. It's a rule. And then if you don't like it, all right, throw it away. Okay, my cutting is a little crooked today. But again, we're just gonna go with the flow, right? Right. Because it's handmade, and that's what's important. You know what, I should stop cutting and just tape it. All right, so I'm gonna tape this on down. So I'm gonna use my Stacey tape. And I'm gonna put it on either side, and you can do it all, you know, if you wanna do all 4 sides, that's up to you, go right ahead. Stacey tape, you can rip it. It's wonderful tape, but it's also terrible because you can tear it. And then here, and then here. And let's just take that off. And then let's expose my sticky by peeling the liner back. Oh, it's still on me. Peel the liner off and expose my sticky, and peel the liner off and expose my sticky. Then take my mat, my vellum mat, right over the top of it. Then give a good press down. And a good press down. Trim off the excess. And then, let's take this. Oh, trim off the little excess there. Got a little bit too much on the side here. Trim that off. And, oof. Today is not my best fussy cutting day. Oh, this is okay. It's like a bad haircut. You just keep taking off and taking off and taking off, and then there's not going to be anything left. Okay, call it done. Stop, Stacey. Oh, that's so bad. Really, it is. You'll see. But it's handmade, and whoever I give it to, they're going to love it, right? So let's just put a big piece there so I can get it down. Holy smokes, artichokes. Oh, it's so bad. Especially when you line it up with a perfect edge. Oh, Stacey. Oh. Yeah, no, still bad. Reminds me of the haircut I gave myself when I was like 3 years old or 4 years old, and I wanted my bangs. I wanted bangs, so I gave myself bangs. Anyway, it's all good, right? Now you know these things are not edited, because I'm sure most would have edited this card right out. What you see is what you get. And look at how good that looks. Just ignore the cuts. But it looks really great. Oh my gosh, who would have ever thought? And I know it's purple, but oh well. It went on that purple paper beautifully. And then I still have this one, which is absolutely gorgeous. So I could take another piece of vellum, and let's emboss the same exact pattern that I did before. Because with this one, you have another really cool option. Bring over my Big Shot machine. I'm cracked myself up, what can I say? Okay, so I've got my embossing folder down with my vellum inside, and this is a heavyweight parchment vellum. It is by my company, it is Simply Defined, and so it's really hard out there to find heavyweight parchment vellum. It is meant to die cut, it's meant to emboss, it's meant to use with pergamano. Can you use a lighter vellum? You'll have to try and see. Some of it may cut through, some of it the tape may show through. You'll just have to try. But there we go. And then, now I could just line it up and tame that down. So there it is without, and there it is with. But I could also move my vellum, trim it down, and make a whole new pattern. How cool is that, right? You've got options. I could make a whole new look, completely different than what it was before. You've got options. Pretty amazing, right? And all I did was do the vellum out of the exact same pattern and then moved it to where I wanted it to go, to give me a totally unique pattern. These embossing folders are fun. They're easy to use. They give you lots and lots and lots of options, and they give you the stamps to go with them for a price that I think is pretty amazing. We have played today. We have just used colors, and I did that one earlier. What do you think of that one? There's the congratulations, I finally found it. And I did this one earlier, and at first I thought, I don't think I like it, but now I look at it and it reminds me of stone. I love the look of them. They're just beautiful, and it's using just a basic embossing folder, some vellum, well, heavyweight vellum, and having the ombre inks, if you already own them, to go ahead and layer those colors, giving you an opportunity to play. Easy to do. And again, do you have to have the ombres? No, I don't want you to think you do. A memento ink will do these. You can mix and match and hit the mementos. You do need to be a little careful with the mementos because they're a dew, if you use the dewdrop, because you don't want that dewdrop shape. You want to make sure that you blend it all really nicely. But the Hero ombres they just lent themselves right to this, and I love them. So remember, if you're a beginner with an embossing folder, plain cardstock, same color all the way through. Single-sided paper, white on the back, but you can still sand it. Double-sided paper, sand both sides, see which one you like better. Color core paper, kind of hard to find, but I have it in the chocolate and the magic. And then don't forget to ink up the two sides of your embossing folders to give yourself the chance to see, what do you like better? What makes your heart Oh, I didn't do that one. What makes your heart happy? You may love that one. That may be the one that floats your boat. And then you put this one right over it. And you've got a great guy card right there. Yes, it's not perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. And again, you can move things around as you want. But I think that that is pretty rock star. I love that look. I love that look. I love that look. You have options. So let me show you the 6 sets that American Crafts has come out with. They're on a YouTube Yummy. There is an I Want It All buy if you want all 6 of them. They're very inexpensive for the quality of product that you get and the quantity of product that you get. So here we have Happy Birthday, Congrats, and Hooray. And it comes with the 2 folders. Love, love, love. Then we have hello, a big hello, and then it's got the hearts on the back for your second folder. And the stamps that it comes with is thinking of you, I miss you, and let's get together. Now remember, these stamps can be used with anything. You don't have to just use them with the embossing folders, or you can mix and match. Love, love, love this one. You have the roses in the first embossing folder and viney leaves on the second embossing folder. And the words are just because and thanks. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. See, I love the stripes. This one is thinking of you and thanks. And the first one even gives you a little spot right there to go ahead and stamp your embossing in. And then the back one is a grid. This is good for guys. This is awesome for guys. And then here's the one that I was playing with today that gives you the diamond pattern, the dotted diamond pattern in the back, and then the front. Now this front you could have used with almost any of them. You could have put this on top of the leafy one in the background. You could have put this front on top of the hearts in the background. You could have put this one. I mean, really, this front is probably one of the most usable embossing folders I've ever seen because it's just so easy. And it gives you that center to put a sentiment in. And the sentiments it comes with is, hello, welcome, and thinking of you. Oh, it did come with the thinking of you. And then the last one is the one I was also using today, the more flourishy, more embellished embossing folders. One has an open frame and one's a solid background. So these are the 6 that American Crafts has come out with. And I do believe we have them before anybody else. Thanks to Maddie. Hey girl, hey. And then we have the vellum for you. It's 10 sheets at $6.99. It's well worth the value. You won't find another vellum that is as thick for that kind of price. It's I love it. It's 150 GSM, so it's like 90 pounds of it's really thick vellum. And then we'll also put the Hero Arts ombre inks on a YouTube Yummy, just in case you don't have any and you want some, or you've been slowly collecting them and you want to get a few more, or you just want to try one and see if you like it. I want to say there's 24 or 25 colors of them, so all of those will also go onto a YouTube Yummy. Now, samples. And again, the girls, they had themselves a good time. So here, see, I love this. I love that. That's just a great guy card. That's a great anybody card. I love the colors. And then here we inked this. That's not paper. That's white paper inked. See, even inked in here. And then we used embossing powder. That's the embossing folder. Amazing. Look at this one. How beautiful is that? Love, love, love. And yes, she fussy cut that out. And then here we've got a big piece of paper that's been embossed with the little bubbles that go down, and a piece of vellum over it. How pretty is that? Just lovely. And here, this one, all we did was sand the paper. We just embossed and sanded the paper. We didn't ink it all. Look at what a cute little travel card. Let's get together. What a cute little card. And easy. And how about this beautiful thank you? And this is just done with plain cardstock. We didn't sand it or ink it or anything. This is a must-haves, one of my dies, and then the sentiment. And then we have, okay, here's the heart background. So we inked and embossed the heart background. Look at the fun rainbow colors, and then used the vellum to go over to the top of it with the frame, and then stamped in the middle and popped that stamp. So pretty. And here again, look at those colors. So we double embossed. We've got the embossing with the diamond, the dotted diamonds below, and then the vellum over the top, and stamped with StazOn. And here we have colored the paper and then done a coloring on the vellum and just trimmed it out so it's just on half of the card, using 2 embossing folders, layering them on top of each other. And look at this one. Congrats. Is that not beautiful? So this, we used the embossing folder twice. We inked it the first time and then just put it through with vellum the second time and connected the 2 of them together. How pretty is that? And here again, 2 of them. So we used the speckly dotty one to do the color, and then we used, I think it's called a quarter foil over the top to just kind of soften it out. But how cute and fun. And here we just inked up white paper with the ombre inks. This is just white paper embossed with the ombre inks. And then we have a happy birthday, where we did the double emboss, where we inked the first layer of the embossing and then did a second layer in vellum in the exact same embossing folder and just laid it right over the top. I told you they had a good time. Look at that one. And this has got the rose trellis coming right down. And then we've got the positive and the negative of the viney leaves. And the sentiment says hello embossed on it. So the positive and the negative, 1 piece of vellum and then another, layered on top of each other. And congratulations. Again, done with an embossing powder. That's copper. That's a Stampendous copper embossing powder. Again, not many people have that embossing powder, but we do. And then thank you. Oh, there's one more over there. How pretty is that? And then the last one has got a, look at the bird. So cute. So we've got the embossing folder with the speckled dots or bubbles going down, and this time they're coming up from the sea. And isn't that a darling card? All right, you guys, I'm gonna tilt on up. Oh, and I'm gonna straighten out because I can feel that it's off a little bit. Oh, too much, too much. Okay, wait a minute, let me back up. Back up, back up, back up. Too much Stacey. Way too much Stacey. Okay, better. All right, so where are you gonna find all of these products? Well, you're gonna find them here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, because right now I don't think that they're at your local retailers yet. So if you're able to come visit us in store, come see us and come do our free make and take on Saturdays. And if not, you can see us online, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Look for the link that says YouTube Yummies. And remember, we're now including the YouTube in part of the description for every item. So if you buy this one and you forget what to do with it, you're going to be able to find this on our site, click into it, and under the description, there'll be the YouTube for you to see. That way you're able to find the YouTubes easier to remember what you're supposed to be doing with these, even if it's 3 years from now. If we still have this product, then that YouTube will still be there for you to easily find. And you may have product by somebody else that you purchased elsewhere, and maybe you're not sure how to use it. If we've got a YouTube, we're adding it into that description. So you might have found something fabulous at your local store, which I do hope you shopped at, but forgot how to use it. Check our site and see if there's a YouTube for it. Just click into that product if we sell it, and we're slowly but surely going back and adding all the YouTubes to all the product. It is a process, but we're getting there. And the Shop That Did Not Hop sale's coming up July 12th. So I will see you all next week, which is the next collection of Simply Defined. And for now, it's me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Bye, everybody.